Last night, they lost their 4th straight game at home to the Portland Trail Blazers. And, Rob, even worse, it was their 6th straight loss with Kyrie Irving on the court. We know Kyrie Irving is their best player. We know Kyrie Irving is one of the best players in the NBA. He's a perennial all-star and a future Hall of Famer. But they have lost the last 6 games that Kyrie has played. And then in the games he hasn't played, the last 6 games he hasn't played, they've won. I mean, this is crazy. They're 6-0 in their last 6 games without Kyrie and 0-6 in their last 6 games with him.
Who did they play? You got some of the teams during those games,
Okay, the losses are Portland, Toronto, Chicago, Milwaukee. Now, obviously, those other 3 outside Chicago are tough games. So, Clippers and the Lakers.
All right.
So some of those Lakers,
and the Lakers, they lost on the
Clippers, Chicago,
on a lucky shot at the end.
Are really bad losses. All right, the wins without him, Detroit,
bad team.
Philly,
good win.
Philly's a good win. Cleveland, bad team. Yep. OKC. I mean, he won. He was there for the OKC win. Charlotte and Brooklyn and Cleveland again. So they've beat, for the most part, bad teams without him, but Brooklyn's a good win and Philadelphia's a good win. So, I look, both of us like Kyrie a lot as a player, but I got to throw it out to you, Rob. Are the Celtics better off without Kyrie?
No way, no how. I'm not buying it. I don't care. I've seen all the numbers. We saw the same thing with Kawhi Leonard with Toronto. Remember, They had a great record.
Their record without him is spectacular.
It's spectacular. And I still would rather have him on my team when we're going to war come postseason time. And that's what Kyrie brings you, Chris. And I know it. Maybe they hit a rough patch. There's some games, I don't know. If Rondo doesn't hit that shot for the Lakers, does that change anything?
I'm just
giving you
gotta take. We're not talking Lakers.
I'm just saying.
It's not time to take a dig at LeBron and the Lakers.
Stay
on task.
The
Celtics.
But the whole
win is a freaking win.
The whole notion that you would want this team without Kyrie is crazy to me. The talk to me every time I hear it, I'm not buying into it. He's a closer. He's a finisher. He's a man who averaged 28 points against the Warriors in the finals. He hit the big game-winning three-pointer. I mean, I could go on and on. He finishes at the rim.
Is he a leader?
He's learning to be a leader. I don't think he's all the way there. I think he's learning.
All the way there? He's been as bad as LeBron this year.
No, but I'm saying, he's not there.
Don't tell me he's been a good leader. I've known Kyrie since he was a kid.
I said he's.
I'm not saying we're close, but I
learning.
know him. I've known him. He's from the same area in New Jersey, but he has not been a good leader this year.
Yeah, I mean, I can't argue that he has been. What? I'm saying I can't argue that he has been.
Here we go again. It's not just baseball.
Stop it.
You're supposed to be the hit bolt, man. You're supposed to tell it like it is.
I tell it like it is.
You gotta have the bones. Don't
give
me he's learning. He has not been a good leader this year. You don't mince words like that on LeBron.
I love what he was able to do when he decided to be his own man.
That's fine. That was 2 years ago.
Walk out on LeBron and decided he wants to do his own thing.
That was 2 years ago.
And even when he used LeBron as an example, that's leadership. He went and said to those guys in Boston, I was like you. I used to look at LeBron sideways when he was trying to lead, and I didn't get it. So he was trying. That's part of being the leader.
Why'd you have to put that out publicly?
What? He didn't have to, but he did.
All right. Let me bring the real. I am with you on that they are not better off without Kyrie Irving. Because when you want to win championships, now they can be good without Kyrie. They can get to the playoffs and do a little damage, make some noise.
We saw that last year. That could happen.
But if you want to win championships, you need superstars.
I don't disagree.
Only twice in the history of the NBA that started in 1947.
Well, I
1946, 47. Only twice since then has a team won the championship without superstars. At least one. And so that's what it takes to win.
And there's only two teams. There's the 79 Seattle Supersonics and the 2004 Detroit Pistons.
Your favorite team.
That's it.
That's it.
No, that's it.
So
that was a great team.
You need Kyrie Irving
Lakers
to win a championship. And here's what the Boston Celtics really wanted to. And let me throw out a few things that are going wrong. Other than Kyrie. And he hasn't been a good leader this year, as I've said. Okay. But there are several other things that people aren't looking at when they blame Kyrie for everything that's wrong with the Celtics. Number one, he's not the only guy to return this year. Gordon Hayward's returned. And Gordon Hayward is on a max contract. Max. Getting paid more than everybody up there except Kyrie and Al Horford. And with his max deal, Gordon Hayward is averaging like 10 points a game.
Yeah, but it'll
taking minutes away from some of the other young stars. Okay, so that's a problem. Everybody talks about Kyrie's taking shots. Kyrie's taking minutes. Kyrie's producing, though. Hayward's also taking shots and minutes and not producing. The second thing, there is a reason that teams full of young players, when young players are critical players for you, key components for you, there's a reason those teams don't typically compete for championships. And it's because the young guys, the ones with a lot of talent, they're looking to establish themselves as stars.
Right, they're trying to get there. Right. I get it.
Jason Tatum has got to establish himself as a star so when his rookie deal is up, he can get a max contract.
He ain't so caught up on doing the little things that help you win.
Right, he was last year's the rookie, but now he's seen some success, and he's like, hey, I can be an all-star, which he will be in the future. He needs to establish himself as a star. You don't think Jaylen Brown now in his third season is like, hold on. I mean, at this point, I'm averaging 12 points a game. I am not getting this huge contract when my time is up right now. So some of these players, Terry Rozier, he's going to be a free agent. They're looking at, okay, I got to get mine too. I want to win, but I need to get mine too. And then the third factor, Rob, we've talked about it, Brad Stevens. Great coach. He's the little engine that could.
He's the greatest coach ever, right? That's what people say.
He's the little engine that could coach.
Stop with that. Talk about
that's
premature.
What he is.
No, I know.
Right? At Butler, you're not getting five-star recruit. You're not getting no Kyrie Irvings. You're not even getting a Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown at Butler.
He's used to eating potato salad. He's not having a steak.
No. So he takes these little underachievers and he maximizes them. And all his time in Boston, they didn't have stars before Kyrie. He took Isaiah Thomas, and he became a star in Boston, but he was a sixth man before that. So all of those types of guys buy in. They do whatever the coach wants. You don't have to deal with the superstar egos. Now, Kyrie, Gordon Hayward, now Jason Tatum is seeing what he could become. Those are three star-type egos you have to deal with now. And Stevens, whether it's his fault or not, he's having trouble managing it.
No, I think
that's critical.
I think that's fair because when you look at trying to mesh, and you knew, Chris, after last postseason, that there was going to be a problem when they brought those other guys back.
I said it before the season.
Right? Before, because how does that work when those other guys have finally gotten a chance to spread their wings? They had success. Remember, they were 7-0 at home until it came to the last game, Game 7. They had won. Were they 10-0? No, I think they won every home game.
They won every home
until
game.
The last Game 7 against LeBron. So then they didn't win that game, and they didn't get to go to the finals. So we knew there was going to be a step back, that there was going to be a tough act trying to mix these two. A couple of veterans making a lot of money coming back into the program. And then these other guys. Exactly. And the guys who were the stars last year aren't going to be the stars this year. So those kind of things did make a difference. And I think that's what, all the talk, and if it's coming out of Boston or whatever, it only makes you wonder, like Kyrie, who's hearing this stuff. That's why he's like, can we get to the playoffs? I just can't even do this anymore.
Am I right?
I know.
I don't like that comment either.
I know. It's just frustration. because I'm with you. There's 20 games left, Kyrie. You need to focus in.
And y'all need
on
to
the
get
rest
better. You lucky these 20 games remain, so y'all can maybe right the ship.
Exactly.
And I'm not absolving Kyrie of his responsibility. He's a part of it, but he's not the whole. Everybody's talking about him like he's the problem.
I just think that's ludicrous. And
right, it is ludicrous.
It is totally ludicrous.
It's kind of like saying LeBron's the problem, the whole problem somewhere. Just because you wouldn't be relevant without him. You know what I mean?
And he's not the whole problem. He's part of it, but not the whole problem.
Yeah, there are other factors in Boston's demise or decline. So we want to hear from you.